The following is a presentation of WheelerFrost's Total Health, Total Wealth series presented on May 8, 2013 at 57 Degrees, located at 1735 Hancock Street, San Diego, California. Our speaker, David White, is a 30-year veteran in the financial services industry and a partner at WheelerFrost. David will be providing an overview and some helpful tips on Social Security. If you would like more information on the presentation, please contact WheelerFrost at 866-478-8794 or via email at followus@wheelerfrost.com.
Thank you, Pete, and thank you everyone for coming out this evening. The topic I'm going to discuss this evening is something that I'm going to become all too familiar with in the not-too-distant future. The Social Security program began during FDR's first term during the Great Depression. During the Great Depression, more than 50% of American families were subsiding below the poverty line. The act was an attempt to limit what were seen as dangers in the modern American life, including old age, poverty, unemployment, and the burdens of widows and fatherless children. By far the largest component of Social Security paid is retirement benefits, and retirement benefits is what I'm going to focus in on this evening. How many of you know what your PIA is and your FRA is? I thought so. PIA stands for Primary Insurance Amount, and that is the economic remuneration that you are obliged to receive from Social Security at your full retirement age, or FRA. Your PIA is based upon your 35 highest years of earnings. Your FRA is going to be anywhere from 65 to 67 years old based upon your year of birth. The earliest you can receive Social Security retirement benefits is at age 62. If, however, you do elect to receive your Social Security benefits at age 62, your PIA will be discounted by 20 to 30%. You can elect to delay your receipt of Social Security retirement benefits up until age 70. By doing so, you'll escalate your PIA at 8% a year for every year you delay past your full retirement age. Most financial experts agree that the majority of Americans would do well by themselves to delay their receipt of Social Security retirement benefits as long as possible. There are, however, some other considerations to take into play. For instance, if you're still working, you definitely don't want to claim your benefits before your full retirement age because there are some negative tax implications associated with that action. Make sure you don't take your Social Security until you're sure you want it. There used to be a strategy called the do-over strategy, where you could file for benefits at age 62 and receive benefits until a later date, at which time you may elect to pay all of your benefits back to Social Security and qualify for a new higher PIA. That strategy was killed in 2011 by Congress, the reason being it was in essence an interest-free loan from the U.S. government. You definitely want to consider your family's predisposition towards longevity, and you want to take into consideration your general health. Another thing to consider is, are you having problems making ends meet on a monthly basis? If you're adding to your credit card balance to meet your basic needs on a monthly basis, it certainly doesn't make sense to delay your receipt of Social Security benefits. Also, there are some Social Security claiming options that are advantageous to married couples. We'll go over one of those a little later on in the presentation. As I mentioned before, most financial experts will agree that it's advantageous for most to delay the receipt of Social Security retirement benefits as long as possible. But you may need to supplement income after age 65. Is that a realistic expectation? Well, we can see from the next graph that in actuality, the percentage of the American workforce that is working past age 65 has risen dramatically over the last 20 years. In 1990, less than 12% of the American workforce was age 65 or older. Today, 18.5% is actually over age 65. What's very astonishing is the fact that they aren't doing it really for financial reasons for the most part. Most people are doing it to stay active or involved. Others actually enjoy their work and are continuing to work past age 65. The next graph clearly illustrates that the American workforce has an interest in working past age 65. 70% of workers polled today say that they anticipate working past age 65. Unfortunately, in the same chart, data shows that only 28% of those turning age 65 have the ability to work past age 65. Reasons they aren't able to continue are health problems, or perhaps a health problem for someone in their family that they need to care for. There may be changes in their company, such as downsizing or closings. Also, they may have outdated skills that just simply make them unemployable currently. If you delay your receipt of Social Security benefits to age 70, are you going to be around long enough to claim those benefits to make it worth your while? The next chart shows the expected longevity of a 65-year-old today. It shows that a male age 65 has a 60% probability of attaining the age of 80. A female has a 71% probability of making it to 80. The third bar is very interesting. That shows that a married couple at age 65 has an 88% chance of having at least one spouse survive to age 80. That's very interesting because of couples claiming options, and we'll come back to that later on in the presentation. The next set of bars shows that a married couple age 65 has at least a 45% chance of one surviving spouse attaining the age of 90. The next chart shows the break-even analysis for 3 different claiming options for a male age 66 that has a PIA of $2,745 per month. By delaying the start of their benefits until age 70, they would have to make it to roughly age 81 in order to have an advantage over taking payments earlier than that. As we saw from the previous chart, he has a good likelihood of making it to age 80, and thus it would be in his benefit to delay payments until age 70. What I want to bring your attention back to, though, is the fact that a surviving spouse has an opportunity to claim their own benefits or their deceased spouse's benefits, whichever is higher. So with an 88% chance of a 65-year-old couple having at least one spouse attain the age of 80 years, it makes total sense to delay the payments to age 70. Many of you are familiar with the benefit statements that the Social Security has sent out in the past defining your PIA and your FRA. They no longer do that as a cost-cutting measure, but it's very easy to go to the following URL, www.socialsecurity.gov/myaccount, set up an online account, and within 10 minutes you'll be able to get your own benefit statement. If you need any assistance with that, you're free to call the offices of WheelerFrost Wealth Managers, and we'll be happy to assist you with that. As I mentioned, there are claiming strategies that can be advantageous to married couples. One is called the file and suspend strategy. I was talking to a couple earlier this evening that it would be very much appropriate for, and that may be the case for you as well. Works only for married couples, as I mentioned, and it works best when one spouse earns considerably more than the other. The higher age earning spouse files and then suspends their Social Security retirement benefits to age 70. The lower earning spouse receives a spousal benefit, which is equal to 1/2 of the higher earning spouse's PIA. The higher earning spouse is able to increase their ultimate benefit by 8% a year, but deferring the receipt of those benefits to age 70. An example of this strategy would be a married couple age 66. They're both at their full retirement age. The high earning spouse has a PIA of $3,000 per month. The lower earning spouse has a PIA of $1,500 per month. The high earning spouse files, then suspends the receipt of their retirement benefits to age 70. The lower earning spouse then claims their spousal benefit, which is equal to 1/2 of $3,000 or $1,500. The higher spouse is able to then increase their benefit by 8% a year for 4 years from age 66 to age 70. At that time, they will have a PIA of over $4,000 per month. At age 70, the higher earning spouse starts claiming that benefit of over $4,000 a month, and the lower earning spouse claims their own benefit of $1,500 per month. In essence, they had been receiving $1,500 a month, the equal of the lower earning spouse's benefit for the previous 4 years, but they were able to escalate the higher earning spouse's benefit by $1,000 per month over that period of time. For most individuals, Social Security planning is very straightforward and simplistic. However, there are special, unique situations where more sophisticated planning strategies are appropriate. If you have questions about your own unique situation, please feel free to contact WheelerFrost Wealth Managers for a complimentary consultation. You can reach us at area code 619-491-0225, or you can email us at followus@WheelerFrost.com. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation. It's important to note that past performance is not a guarantee of future returns. Nothing presented in this presentation is or is intended to constitute investment advice, and no investment decision should be made based upon information provided in this presentation. While WheelerFrost has used reasonable efforts to obtain information from reliable sources, we make no representations or warranties as to the accuracy, reliability, or completeness of third-party information provided. Information provided reflects WheelerFrost's views at this particular time. Such views are subject to change at any point, and WheelerFrost shall not be obligated to provide notice of any change. Thank you once again.